like I can, I'll wake up at 7 a.m. and I'll go into the studio and I'll paint till 3 a.m. and like I'll put on a couple podcasts, I'll put on some music, whatever it is. But I could literally sit there and just paint all day, and I could just, I'm in my element there. So yeah, I'm really fortunate to kind of have that and to have found that at such a young age.
Realest podcast on the planet, JNP.
3, 2.
Back. J-No, what up, brother?
Kevin Maloof in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, big dog.
First
Appreciate
first podcast.
First podcast for Kev. We brought out the proper 12.
Proper 12 whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
None of that Dan Stone Jameson shite. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Proper 12.
Yeah, first time. It's amazing.
Yes, sir. So I was out at the bungalow last Thursday night. Well, let me preface this. Me and Kevin talking like, Kev, I need to get you in. Like, when you going to come in? He's like, we'll figure it out, blah, blah, blah. And I haven't seen you in probably, like, what, 6 months?
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
And then I see this man at the bungalow in Santa Monica, of all places.
That was random, too. I don't really – it was on a Thursday, too, and that was – I never really get out there. I told my brother, I was like, hey, cruising out. Then he's like, okay, let's go to the bungalow.
Had to see you. Man. You were in there in a hoodie, too, huh?
No, dude.
Were you not?
Nah, I was in like a long sleeve.
Man, same shit. But yeah, what's good, bro? How you living?
I'm good, man. No complaints. Just kind of doing the whole art thing and other projects as well. Yeah.
So we were talking about this a bit before the podcast, but Kev's a big artist. Does big acrylic paintings, correct?
Yeah, acrylic. Yeah.
What exactly is acrylic? I was looking this up today, but
so usually it's like oils or acrylic. Yeah, acrylic dries a lot quicker, so it'll dry in like 30 seconds. Oils that can take like days to dry. So if you want to blend, you can just come back to it. The paint's wet, and it's kind of easier to work with. But I just started off using acrylic, and that's just what I use.
Got you. But it's water soluble, so can't you
throw
water on it and it gets all
no. I mix water into it, like get the texture all different, a little lighter. But yeah, there's some different.
Yeah. And you're doing some big paintings. Like these are no Mona Lisa little tiny little.
No, I like
2x3.
I like to work in large scale. Yeah, predominantly. So
why is that?
I don't know, man. I've just like a lot of the artists that I look up to and I like they kind of work in large scale. It's just fun. I think if you see something which is just a lot bigger, and especially in person, it's just kind of more captivating. So,
bro, like I see you on the roof and the paintings like down to the ground.
That was by far the biggest one that I ever did. I got my brother up there.
Who was that for?
That was for a company that they did like a documentary on like. It was like a big video game player. He was really big at like League of Legends or something. Bro, so
how fucking crazy is that? Those dudes are getting paid.
Oh my god! Well, especially with Fortnite now and all that. Bro, are you into that? Are you into?
Nah, I mean, I'm honestly my roommate's super in. Like he watches Overwatch tournaments, so I'm like, oh wow, like they're filling out stadiums.
Yeah,
there's commentators.
Yeah.
Like there's a panel like of 4 like analyzing the gameplay.
And they're pretty funny too. The commentators,
they're solid.
Yeah, I'm a big Fortnite fan, honestly.
Are you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So do you follow like tournaments and stuff? Or?
I don't follow tournaments, but like I'll get on YouTube and watch like
Clips.
Tifu or Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx is my guy, man.
Man, yeah, no, I mean like that's a whole market that.
Yeah,
I've always kind of been like, come on, dude, like you're playing video game. But now I'm like, oh my god.
Well, it's interesting because they're using YouTube as a platform and like Ninja. Have you heard of Ninja?
Of course,
dude, he's got like 22 million followers or something. He's making just a ton of money just off of YouTube, that Twitch platform too. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's crazy to see that whole industry evolving and growing.
No, it's because it's a professional sport now. Like,
yeah,
it really is. And like these dudes are talented, like at it. Like,
I feel like it didn't get to like that peak of popularity until that game Fortnite really came.
No, for sure. That really took it all to another level.
Because like you had that Ninja playing with Drake,
bro. That was
Travis
Scott. That was it.
Yeah,
and like Juju was in there, and you did that painting, right?
Yeah. I did a painting of Juju. So I don't know. I've kind of noticed. I like to in my art. I like to kind of take opposing themes and kind of uniting them together. So that painting was things that like they don't really mesh, but when you put them together, they look good. So that painting was kind of like a lot of my aesthetic. It's kind of realism to a certain extent, but then I kind of like to add vibrant colors or kind of make it cartoony or whatnot. So yeah, for the Juju one, he had that big hit on Vontez Perfect.
Yep.
And yeah, I did like a little Fortnite theme.
Where they had like the guns and ammo
so
out.
It was like when you kill somebody in the game, all your loot pops up and whatnot. So yeah, I did that one. That one's really big. That's one of the biggest paintings.
How big is that?
That's probably like 4 by 7 feet. Yeah,
that's enormous.
7 feet in width.
Bro, how long does that shit take you?
That one took like maybe 2 months. But I was working on other paintings as well simultaneously.
So that's not that long.
So
I was kind of thinking it'd be longer.
I've gotten a lot quicker as time has gone on, and I've just kind of gained experience, and you just kind of learn to go. I need to get it a lot quicker, to be honest.
Really?
I want to keep pumping out paintings like really quick.
Yeah. Damn, but you want to give yourself time, right? To like get things right. And
that's kind of the hard part too, is sometimes it's a lot of my work is very detailed, so I'll just kind of at times be overwhelmed, and I'm just it's a lot at times. So you need to take a break and kind of try other things and whatnot. But
no, 100%. Because I saw you posted that picture, the Juju one, where you're like zooming in on the tiny little like the pencil. Like, I was like, oh my god, this must take forever.
Yeah, like it's large in scale, but there's a ton of just very small detail. But
nice.
No, I love it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but just kind of back to what you're touching on with two opposing kind of. Oh, come on, dog. The proper 12 got him leaning. But just kind of back to what you're touching on with the like two opposing themes coming together. Yeah. I feel like that's where you get the most interesting people, interesting ideas. Because like look at Elon. Like Elon comes up as a fucking. What was that? What was his first company? It's gonna piss me off. It was an internet banking company.
Was it PayPal?
No, he was part of PayPal too. But anyways, so he did that, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to cars."
Yeah,
like,
what?
He's just switching it up.
So he like SpaceX too.
And then he went to SpaceX. So he makes a fucking computer and puts it in a car and makes it electric. Like And now, like, look at Tesla, bro. Like, it's just like those are the most interesting people. Even
Well, I feel like too, like when you do that, you kind of break what people are used to seeing, 100%. And that's kind of refreshing at times. They're not expecting it, so it's kind of cool to see something a little different. So I like to play off that and kind of
No, so what other paintings have you like done that with? If you have.
So I did. So I did the Juju one, and then I did one. It was of Arnold Palmer, and then I added Mario and Luigi. Did you see that one?
I love that one.
Yeah, that was one of the recent ones. That was actually, so the story behind that was for my brother. He's really into golf. Like, so 3 years ago, he's like, dude, when are you gonna get me a painting? Like, come on, I really want one. And like he asked right around Christmas time too. Yeah. So he strategically did that. I was like, okay, I'll get you one. So we'll get you one for Christmas. So Christmas morning, he opens up a little envelope I made him. It's like one free painting for Richie, my brother. And so 3 years passes. He's like bugging me to do it. I'm like, if you're not paying anything for it, like I'll do it eventually.
Yeah.
And so
no rush on that.
Yeah. So 3 years later, Christmas morning, surprise him with the painting, and it's he's really big into golf. Mm-hmm. His favorite golfer is Arnold Palmer. So I did it of Arnold Palmer, and then Mario and Luigi. They're holding golf clubs. So that was kind of an ode to the Nintendo 64 days. Always grew up playing Super Smash Bros, Mario Golf, Mario Kart, all that. So, and those were the two characters we always used. So that was like a little ode to our brother.
That's amazing. That's such a special gift too.
Yeah, it was cool.
To give Big Rich.
He was pretty stoked on it, and he slipped me some money too. He's like, dude, I really appreciate it.
Wow, how big was that one?
That was 3 by like 4 feet, 4.5 feet. Damn, that's big, I don't know all the sizes right off the top of my head.
No, I feel you. That's such a good gift to give somebody. Like that's.
No, it was
cool, better than anything you can do.
He was genuinely he really loved it, and he saw like I think he was expecting a small painting or something. I kind of went out and just made it a big one.
Yeah,
it's in his room now.
So are you? How much do you sell these for? Like, how do you price your paintings? You know?
Well, I can't really say how much I sell them for.
I got you.
Specifically, but no, for each one, I mean, I try and base it off of what I've sold it in the past, and so like. If it's a consistent price and the demand goes up, I try to slowly increase it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like recently, I just had a client, and I'm always learning too with pricing. Like I don't know how to really price them. They take a lot of time. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to make this a living and make it work. But yeah, there was like an interior designer who wanted a piece, and she lived in Florida, and I had just met her, and I threw out a price. It was a big painting. It was like going to be like a 4 by 8 foot painting, and I threw out a price, and she's like, "Oh no, that's way too much." I was like, "Oh, I'm happy to negotiate."
Yeah.
I just never got a response, and then that was kind of something I realized was like, that was I should have gone lower. I should have offered her a lower price because that would have been a great opportunity. She's an interior designer, out of state. That's just great. That would have been great for me, a great relationship to make, but it's just that's part of the process.
That's how you learn too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're a salesman, like you got to sell your shit, man.
I mean, yeah,
it's just the nature of it. Though, like you got to.
Yeah, I feel like you have to, and I feel like I understand. You don't want to sell out and whatnot, and I agree with that. But I also feel like if you should try and make money off of
one your time's worth money.
Yeah,
it just is.
Absolutely.
2, you put your heart and soul into this shit. So yeah, bro, I wouldn't give nobody no fucking discounts unless it's like a crazy big account or something,
Yeah, well, I think you definitely got to take it case by case and see like, will this pay off in the long run for me or not?
Exactly. So do you get commissioned to do stuff ever, or is it like?
Yeah. I mean, usually a lot of the work that I work on is commission based, but as of late, I've been kind of switching that up, and I really want to do like a solo show. So just make a ton of paintings, maybe like 15 paintings or something where it's all just my work. And it's not I like working with a client, but you have to make them happy at the end of the day. So it's ultimately what they want. So I could be happy with something, they might not like it, and I'll change it for them. I want them to be happy with the product. But I've been doing a lot of my own paintings lately and just experimenting with different techniques, different concepts. And like, did you see the one? It was like a
seen them all.
Mesh. Yeah, so it was the one with the hands, where the hands are kind of popping out.
Yeah.
With the sweatshirt.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So that's like.
It's like popping. It's like popping out of the actual canvas.
Yeah.
Right?
So I made the hands.
Yeah.
And like I bolted them to the canvas, and then I put a sweatshirt on there. So going back to that opposing themes and bringing them together, the intent for that was incorporating 2D and 3D together. So a lot of it's a painting just right on the canvas, and some of it pops out. And so when you pan the camera to the different angle, you can notice, but if you're just looking at it directly, you can't tell that it's.
That's so cool, bro.
Yeah, so I'm really, that's kind of what I want that show to be centered around, is kind of that whole idea.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to focus on that coming up. Maybe take a break from the commissions and whatnot. But
that's great though. I would love to see a show. I would be out there supporting my ass off.
Yeah.
Once I get enough bread, I'm commissioning you to do something.
I
swear to God,
we gotta get some artwork.
I have nothing in here. Y'all see these walls? Like, come on.
Let's get some artwork.
That's what I'm saying, man. Once I get some bread, I'll get you to do something for me for sure.
All right.
But yeah, man. So I've never really told you this. We were talking a bit before, but shout out Dan Payton.
T-Pate the Great.
I met you through Dan. Dan fucking loves you always. Kevin,
that's my brother, blah, man.
Blah. Yeah, for
real.
That's
my brother.
So for me, just seeing you, bro, you inspire me so much just through because ever since I met you, which is probably freshman year of college, 5-6 years ago now, it's just you've been on your shit, you've been doing art, you haven't switched up, you don't care what anybody says, this is me, this is what you get when I come in the room, this is me. Yeah. And to me, a lot of people don't have that. So so when I was around you, I was like, damn, I wish I fucking had something like that, And so just just speak on that a little bit.
No,
like,
totally.
How'd you find that?
And like we were talking about earlier, I've always had art, and I've really been into it since a young age, and I've always had that, and I've always done it. And so, I noticed I was somewhat good at it at a young age, and so I just decided to pursue it. So I don't know what it feels like to not have that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but with that being said, it's still extremely challenging. Like, I'm pursuing this, and I want to make a career out of it, and I have a lot of goals that I want to accomplish, but I question it all the time. It's like it's really difficult. Especially when you have friends, like a lot of my friends, they're in real estate or banking, and they have these amazing jobs. They're making great money, and you're always gonna be pulled from different directions. And so, even though I'm doing it, it's still challenging at times, and I question it. But I've always tried to ground myself, and like I've always wanted to do this, and I write my goals out, what I want for the future. And just try and achieve them.
Yeah. Well, I think that's important for people to hear when you say you question yourself, because I feel like a lot of successful people like did question themselves at some point, but they kind of forgot about, that point in their life where they're like, fuck, like, is this really like what I should be doing right now?
Yeah.
And so like, I think so how do you get through that? Cause it's tough, man.
It's not like there's no answer. You just got to kind of keep going. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, how am I gonna make it work? And I think ultimately, like, I firmly believe if you put 100% effort into something and you spend all your time on it, and you're working at it, eventually it's gonna pay off. So that's kind of how I get back into that mindset, and
you love it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I can. I'll wake up at 7 a.m. and I'll go into the studio and I'll paint till 3 a.m. and like I'll put on a couple podcasts, I'll put on some music, whatever it is. But I could literally sit there and just paint all day, and I could I'm in my element there. So yeah, I'm really fortunate to kind of have that and to have found that at such a young age.
Yeah. So how did you find that? Like, is it just in school or?
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd always drawn. Like I would do like drawings of portraits. I'd probably be like 10 years old, and I'd draw like my favorite rappers or whatever, and I'd put them on the walls in my room.
You're just like, fuck, I can draw better than everybody else.
They're pretty bad. Like, I still have them, and I look at them now, I'm like, wow, this is terrible.
Yeah.
But no, I always loved it, and I always did my mom put me into art classes. So I always did that, but it wasn't until high school where I took my high school art class, and we started doing just different projects. My teacher, shout out to Jeannie Rise. She's amazing, man. She really like pushed me in high school, and she really got me into it, and did a lot of projects with her, and that's where I kind of noticed I'm like, oh, I'm pretty decent at this, and so. Based off that, I reached out to a local artist in Glendale named David Willardson. He does a lot of Disney work, acrylic paintings, but he had a studio in Glendale, and I got an internship with him. Worked out of his studio for like a year, and that's where I got to see firsthand exactly what a living artist. How they run their studio, how they sell their work, how they're organizing their shows, and I fell in love with that. And so at that point, I was like, I want to pursue this. I want to do this in college, and then went to SC, majored in that, and then yeah.
And here we are.
That's kind of how it got started.
So what are you doing now? Do you have like an internship now, or are you working for somebody now?
No, now I'm kind of, I have some commission paintings I'm working on now, but I'm also doing other projects. So I got into production design. I helped produce for a short film. A couple months back, we shot in Jacksonville, Florida, and that was a really cool experience.
Production design, you said.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does that? So
design is for that project specifically. We were in charge of like the props, the costume, the wardrobe, working under a budget. We were
Stressful.
I was a producer as
More
well.
whiskey?
So
You good?
yeah, please. I was a producer as well on that. So we would organize table reads, going over the script. We shot for a week in Jacksonville, Florida. So yeah, that was just a really cool experience, and just kind of that. I had never done something like that before, so that was cool to kind of take me out of my comfort zone.
So important.
Yeah, so did that. I do freelance graphic design work as well.
Damn.
Yeah, and basically just that. I've been interviewing as well for like different jobs and whatnot.
Like what kind of job?
Recently, creative producer types, graphic design. And it's funny too because I've been doing the painting gig for about a year now, and like consistently. But I also feel like I want, that's just me by myself, right? And just in the studio, just painting. So I've been feeling I want more of a collaboration with people, like.
You can get a little lonely.
Yeah, it can get a little lonely sometimes, you're listening to too much music by
Bro,
yourself. But
dangerous.
But no, so yeah, I've just been noticing that like I kind of want to change it up a little bit. I can always do my paintings on the side,
Right.
but we're young, so I'm just trying to figure it out and see what's the best fit.
Exactly. And like touching on your comfort zone, we're talking about like, so how important is that for you? Like, especially because what's cool about you is you have a tangible creative outlet. Like that's your focus, but at the same time, it is like an outlet from, whatever's going on in your like real life, like daily life, like interpersonal relationships or whatever. So like, does getting out of your comfort zone help you like flip a switch creatively? Because for me, like that's what I find.
It really does.
Right.
And when I do it, it's amazing. However, I hold myself back from doing that a lot of the time. Admittedly, I do, like, it's not easy for me to get out of my comfort zone.
Right.
But when I do it, it's, it's extremely beneficial and it's refreshing and it's like,
100%.
but you just got to constantly push yourself to, get out of that comfort zone.
Especially
and
at our age. Yeah.
Being comfortable, being uncomfortable,
Man,
so.
I have that on my wall. Like, I love that
it's
quote.
a great quote, man.
My roommate says I'm corny for that, but
No,
that's my shit.
Not at all.
But yeah, I seen that Kobe picture you did.
Yeah, the Kobe one. That was.
Did that sell?
No, that's actually I still have that.
Man, when I get some bread, I'm getting that one off.
It's yours, man. It is yours. No, that's a big one too. That's 4 by 6 feet. So
Jesus,
you gotta have some wall space for that.
Those only take you like 2 months.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
Just about, yeah. I mean, it depends on the project, like that one, but and that was a really early painting too, and so my style has for sure evolved from that. So. Now it's a lot more detailed. That before, it was basically just devised into 3 different shades of color to create his face and whatnot. And so far away, it looks like, oh, that's really detailed. But if you get up close, you could kind of see the shapes become bigger.
That's so damn cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, but that one, that was a really cool painting. A lot of people love that. And that's kind of in my early work. That was a lot of what my work was. It was sports figures because I was super into sports. And that's just what I was into at the time, but since it's kind of just evolved into different things.
Yeah. Are you still into sports?
Oh, I love sports. I just don't know if I love painting sports figures.
I feel that
all the time.
When you look back at your old stuff, are you like, damn, like that was shit? Or are you like, damn, that was really cool. Like I really did it.
Yeah,
like that.
I recently actually went on my Instagram and kind of like archived a couple photos that I just didn't like at all, and I can't. But I think that's really cool to also look, because I found one of my old sketchbooks from 5 years ago, and it was just filled, and they're not as good as they are now, but you see the progression over time, and that's kind of what I was saying. You put effort and you keep practicing and you put a bunch of time into it, and you're going to get better, you're going to improve. And that's what's kind of cool to see when you find like old paintings or old drawings, and you just see your progression over time.
You're like, damn, like I really came far.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
For sure, yeah. Because it's like you're comparing yourself against yourself, which is the only person you should ever compare yourself to, honestly.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know about you, but when I'm scrolling that Instagram feed, I'm like, fuck.
Dude, and that could be same with me, man. Because my whole Instagram, like my art Instagram, it's curated with all my favorite artists, right? And so they're killing it. They're doing 100-foot murals. They're doing these big projects for Nike or whoever, and I'm like, fuck, man, that like, God, it's like almost depressing at times. Like,
100%.
I'm just like, God, why? And it almost can like cripple you to a sense and like make you not want to work or not want to paint. And so it's tough at times. So, you know, as great as Instagram is, you know, you see a lot of cool content and what other people are doing. I think it can be tough for people.
Bro, it's like a certain amount is good just for that inspiration. But when you're like fuck, like, he did that.
It's
like,
just, it's kind of like an overload.
Yeah, especially for you because you have such a specific niche, and it's like damn, like I don't really know too many artists, but like Banksy, like I don't know, fuck, he got like fucking trillion likes on his, like what, like, you know, like it's got to be tough because you shouldn't be comparing yourself to people like that, you know.
No, totally. And even there's a lot of talented people out there too, right? And so you're seeing that, and it kind of makes you question, like, well, am I really like good enough to like be pursuing this? Am I on the right track? But that's when I kind of go back to, you got to reground yourself, you know, and just realize why you're doing it. And
what grounds you? Like what activities do you do to ground yourself?
Well, honestly, like a big hobby of mine, which kind of like if I get in a bad headspace, is just guitar. That's like, that's just like a little passion. Like I'll play guitar every day, and that'll like, if I'm in a terrible mood, if I'm sad, if I'm angry, whatever, I pick up my guitar and I'll just, that's for me personally, that's what works for me.
No, I love that. What kind of songs do you play? Do you write songs, or what are you doing?
I don't really write songs. I've written a couple songs, but like I don't know if I would ever sing for people. I don't know. It's more for just me. Yeah. But no, Ian. So Ian's like a producer and whatnot, and he produced this artist Kojo's hip hop album, and so he actually had me play on one of the songs. Block Boy. Amazing. Yeah, Block Boy. It's a really cool song. So that was the first time I had ever recorded or ever done that. So that's that's cool as well, and also like
you're dabbling in a bunch of different stuff out here.
I mean, I'm trying, you know, just I don't know, I enjoy it.
No, I love that. Yeah. So guitar's grounding for you.
Yeah.
Anything else, or is that like because you have this, like, you're one of these people that are super fucking creative, but at the same time, like, because I know a lot of creatives that they don't really have that like person to person. Oh yeah, you know, like as like kind of like isolated a little bit. You're on your shit, bro. Like you got both. You know, you got both bases covered. Like,
thank you.
And then, like, so just speaking on that a little bit, like, is that just come natural for you, or
no? That's not natural at all. Naturally, I'm a very kind of like isolated person, and I think I kind of lean towards that more. So like I was saying, I got to constantly be pushing myself to
get out to the bungalow.
Yeah, exactly. No,
that's amazing, bro.
No, but yeah, it does not come naturally. So that's one of the things that I always am trying to work on, just for myself, and just
outside of painting, outside of artistic stuff. Like what else are you doing? What else drives you? You know?
So we have this cool little creative collective called Mojave. You know, Julian Gonzalez, Nick.
Y'all been on your shit for a minute.
Yeah, man. Well, they've been doing it for a while. I'm kind of just jumping into it, but no, we've been doing some really cool stuff. We organize events right now. Basically, we're trying to be a creative collective, and it's just a large amount of people, different cultures, but just driven by the same creative interests and whatnot. So, you know, you have Ian, he's a DJ, he produces, he'll do sound editing for film scores. So he can provide that service. Nick's kind of like the creative director. He does the whole aesthetic of it. And so he'll design clothing items like the website, the logo, all that. He does graphic design as well.
Wait, so what exactly is it? Mojave HQ, right?
Yeah.
Mojave, so like, what is a creative collective?
So I mean, basically, right now we're just a bunch of people who we have a bunch of different creative interests. Also, we're trying to turn it into a business. So each person who has their unique skill set, they can offer a service to a client.
I love
right?
that.
So whether it be graphic design, web design, whether a client would want video content, we could kind of curate that. Whether if you want a hip hop album produced, if you want to record, Ian.
I want a big art piece
that.
right here.
We could do that too.
Right here.
We could get that going.
JNP live.
Yeah. So and no, I mean we've also been doing community outreach as well.
I seen that.
Yeah. So just a bunch of different things. The community outreach is cool because that was organized by Julian Gonzalez. He started that. We just finished a program.
Good ass dude, man.
Yeah, he's the man. He's such a good dude. But we just finished a program with the Ed Center right in Culver City. So it was probably like 20 kids, and it was a 3-week program, and we did each week we would show them different creative applications, right? So the first week was painting. We got them all canvases, provided the paints, provided the brushes, showed them different techniques, kind of taught them about art and whatnot. They made their own paintings. It was a lot of fun.
Man, that's amazing.
The next week we showed them how to screen print. So we brought a screen printer in there. We provided t-shirts. They each got to screen print their own shirts and saw how that whole process goes down. And then recently, last week, we just organized an event. It was kind of like a fashion show where we had some a little booth, and we sold clothing and whatnot. There was art up, and we actually put the kids' art pieces on display.
Yeah.
And we said, you guys can sell them. Well, they'll be up at our event. Name your price. We'll put the price up. And so like some kids put $10, some kids put $500, see what they could get.
The hustlers.
But no, man,
Yes,
there were like 3 or 4 paintings that were actually sold. So, we got
amazing.
to go to the kids and be like, yeah, hey, we sold your paintings. So just kind of showing them there's like, here's these creative outlets, and just trying to be role models to them in a certain sense. And no, it's really cool. Kids are doing that whole program. It was a really awesome experience, and we're kind of continuing that. They're doing a program right now. Actually, today they were in there with the Boys and Girls Club of Venice. I think they're doing one with the Entrepreneurs of Compton.
Really out here.
Yeah, no, this is all Julian, man.
Yeah.
The community outreach, that's Julian. Shout out to Julian Gonzalez. He's really spearheading it and kind of taking it to the next level. So it's cool. But
definitely.
Very young, but we're just trying to make it work.
100%, bro. Just a couple things there. Like you talk about the creative outlet. I don't think you really appreciate it as much because you've always had it. But the creative outlet for everybody is so fucking important. Like,
absolutely.
And like, but it doesn't have to be painting. It doesn't have to be like anything super artistic. It's like, if you're good at helping someone start a business, like that's a creative outlet, and it's like everybody needs that outside of their day-to-day, like grind kind of thing.
You know Ricky Urzua? He went to St. Francis with me, but he's he works in real estate, and he has a 9-to-5. He goes to work every day. But he's kind of the business aspect of Mojave, and so he's trying to, that's why he's doing it, because he's like, I need something that I'm passionate about, that I really want to do, and just because I believe in it. So yeah, like he doesn't paint, he doesn't draw,
that's
he doesn't
his creative outlet.
But yeah, he's making it work with the tools that he has, the people that he's working with, so that's just kind of an example of
exactly, bro, because that's a creative outlet, like it really is. Like for me, this fucking podcast, like as stupid as it might sound,
absolutely, man,
it's an outlet, man. Like I go to 9-to-5, like go to my 9-to-5 job, and then I come home and just edit till fucking midnight, and like that is so fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like I've never been more fulfilled in my entire life.
No, and it, honestly, dude, this is so cool that you're doing this. Like, I absolutely love that you're doing this. Just like
Thank you, bro. I really
it's
appreciate
amazing
that.
because I'm a huge fan of podcasts already.
Yeah.
And just to see somebody our age, so into it. Like, I love your energy. It's just it's really cool. It's really
thank
dope.
you, bro.
Man.
I really
absolutely.
appreciate that. I do, because it's hard sometimes. It's like
Oh,
it's a
I
lot
bet.
of fucking work.
I bet, and you're doing it all yourself, right?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
editing and yeah.
Well, I got someone that edits sometimes, but other than that, yeah,
okay. Oh yeah.
But it's great. Like again, like it's a lot of fucking work, but I've never been more fulfilled. I'm sure that's like you with painting, bro. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
you paint like you said 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. and you're like yeah, I just had a great fucking day. Like
Yeah.
other people might look at me and be like, I worked 18 hours. But for me, it's like, no, like I played for 18 hours.
I did the podcast. I did the JNP.
No, for real. And like, I just feel like that creative outlet for everybody is so important. Like a girl that, a woman actually, one of our operational people at my job, she just took up the drums.
Oh, no way.
And I'm like, that's the sickest
Just out of
thing.
nowhere?
Just out of nowhere. She's like, I really
drums.
wanted to learn the drums. So I bought a kit and like now I'm playing. I get lessons once a week and I do an hour, 20 minutes a day. And I'm like, that is so inspiring.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love when people do that.
It's so fucking cool.
Joe Harding, my buddy.
I love Joe, yeah.
Yeah, you guys went to high school together.
Of course.
Dude, he in college, like I would be playing guitar in my room and he's like, I want to learn guitar. And he bought a guitar. He like learned how to do it. And
That's
like
amazing.
now he plays all the time. And
Yeah,
it's just,
like
I love when people kind of pick up, different.
And like shamelessly, like, cause
Yeah.
if you do something like that, certain people are going to judge you no matter what,
Yeah.
That's just how it is. That's just the way life
that's
goes.
the world.
It's the world, man. But it's like, you got to do that shit for yourself. Otherwise you're never going to be fulfilled or anything
Yeah.
like that.
And if it makes you feel better.
Like,
at the
why
end of the
not?
day,
Like,
screw it.
Honestly, man,
Fuck
as long
you
as it's
if you're gonna
healthy,
judge me.
yeah. Yeah, honestly. No, I really feel that, man. And the other thing, working with kids, like underprivileged, is it's like that's another thing that's so fulfilling. Just giving back, giving your time, energy.
Yeah, totally, man. And like kids are so dope. Like they just they just don't give a fuck. Like they'll call you out for your bullshit. Like
Yeah.
But no, man, it's really cool. And just kind of like when they like seeing them like at the event when like the couple of them were able to sell their paintings, like that's so cool. Like, hey, you sold your first painting.
Yeah, how cool is that to tell like that? Because you gave them that platform to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
just
that's something they'll take with them.
Yeah, and I think if they can find that at a young age, if they at least that the opportunity is in front of them at a young age and it's presented to them, maybe they like it, maybe they don't, but as long as they have that opportunity, then I think that's important for
100%, bro. Like, because for me, my parents gave me every opportunity. Like, they try to put me in piano lessons, guitar lessons, drum lessons. They try to do all that, and I was just like,
That's the thing.
I just want to play basketball.
Dude, my parents put my brother and sister in piano lessons for years, and like they don't know how to play anymore. They don't play any instruments, and I wasn't put in lessons at all. And
That's
so I'm the
crazy
one
how
who
that
picked
works.
it. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Do your siblings have like creative jobs like you do, or are you just?
No, I'm kind of like the oddball for sure. My sister works at Hulu, and my brother's in real estate.
Yeah. What are your parents like? Because your brain is so creative.
My parents are amazing.
It's interesting
dude.
for me too.
I love my parents. My parents are the most supportive people in the world. They're the greatest parents on earth. Yeah, they're awesome. They've always supported me. It's never been a question like, oh, I think you should try something else. They've always pushed me to, go for it.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's been probably the biggest blessing in my life is my parents and my family, and we're really close. And even my brother and sister, they've always supported me, and they're like, dude, go for it. Like,
that's amazing,
do your
bro.
thing.
Because growing up, like my parents are always like that, and so when I meet people now that are like, my parents were trying to like keep me in, like, and it's just like, damn, like I can't even relate to that. Like,
yeah.
I don't, and like that's where I'm like, life is really not fair.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's a crazy concept.
It is crazy. Yeah.
So going forward, like, where do you see it? Like, who do you kind of take the most inspiration from? Is it like an artist? Is it a musician? Like, Where do you really find inspiration? Because I feel like everybody needs that.
I mean,
it's
different for me. Like I have a bunch of favorite artists. Tristan Eaton, Mark Paul Darren. Like, these are guys who do really. I'm really into artists who do really large scale murals. That's ultimately
that's like what you're doing.
That's
right?
well, kind of. I do more paintings on canvas, but my goal is to like if I could be suspending from a building on like a whatever those little things are called and like paint 100-foot mural. That's my number one goal right now. Is I want to get to that point to like do 100-foot mural on a building so the whole public can see. Like, that would be awesome. And a lot of my favorite artists are doing that, so I get inspiration from that. Seeing how they do it. However, I don't even know how I'd even get in that process. Like,
yeah, how does that work? Like, do you have to like take a big step back to see everything? Like,
I mean, you can if you're dangling from a building.
How does that? How do you even see that vision?
I think you would have to.
My brain just does not.
I don't
work
know
like that.
And I think my next step would be literally reaching out on Instagram or like DMing one of these guys and like, hey, I see you're painting a mural in Los Angeles. Can I tag along or something like that? Just to watch them and just see how they do it. Because honestly, I can only just guess right now, but they probably make a design and they get it up there somehow, like an outline, and then they're just working off. But if it's like a building, you can't really take a step back. So I don't really know how you're looking at what you're painting.
That's the beautiful thing about the information age, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Because for me, I had no clue how to start a fucking podcast. I just Google save my life. You know,
YouTube has like,
it's unreal.
I graduated from college, but I graduated from YouTube. Like, I have learned everything on YouTube.
It's insane. Like, I'm sure you could Google some stuff and find out like the best way to go about that.
Yeah. I've done my Googling for sure on how to do it. But no, I feel like I would need to watch one of them first and just
for sure
get that experience. But no, I've actually been like pushing my brother because he's, like I said, he's in real estate. So I'm like, dude, talk to your boss. Like, help me get
honestly.
Like, you got a building. Like, let me do a mural.
That would be amazing, bro.
No, I'm trying to work that angle. So hopefully soon.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if that will come to fruition or not.
That'd be so cool to do a bit, and then just every time you drive by, it's
that's honestly that's probably, I think, when I remember vividly when I was like 6 years old. I was walking with my family. I don't know what we were in downtown LA for, but like we were walking down the street and I saw a mural, and whatever it was just like it just sparked something in me, and like And I think that might even be why I like to work in such large scale, just because I saw that, and something about just seeing a mural outside for the whole public to view it. That's really, really cool, and it's just that's
what mural was it? Do you remember?
I don't know. It was like a face and it was black and white. I don't know where it was, but I like have the picture in my head. It was like a black and white face, but I don't know.
That's so cool that you could point to a moment in your past like that, where it's like,
well, it's just like a little snippet,
but still, like, that's
I vividly remember that, and just like, I still have, like, I want to make murals like that now, and it's weird because I have never done one, so hopefully that comes about.
Just something about that. It's like I read Da Vinci, because Walter Isaacson did a biography on Leonardo da Vinci. Homie was a G.
Dude was insane.
He was insane,
he
bro.
did the designs for like the helicopter.
He was a mechanical engineer, like way back then, and he did all the fucking Mona Lisa, The Last Supper.
That's one dude that I would love to meet or have dinner.
And just go back in time. He's one of them, bro. And he's so fucking passionately curious that like it inspires me, because he's like, in his notebook, one of his last notes before he died was like, I want to describe the tongue of the woodpecker. Like, what the fuck? Like, and because it's crazy, because the woodpecker, like, I'm just going on a crazy tangent here, but the woodpecker's tongue, like, it starts in its skull, and then it like wraps all the way around and like comes out the mouth, and he's like why does it do that? Like, he's like, so I need to understand why that works, and And for me, it's like if he's thinking about shit like that
back in the day, too,
way back, like in the
because wasn't he the
1400s.
first one to do like human anatomy drawings?
Yeah,
and, like,
he was like a pioneer for that.
That blows my mind.
Insane,
absolutely blows my mind.
Like, how can you be that like gone to something?
Yeah,
it's crazy to me. Like, and that just helps me so much in my day to day. Like,
and that's what's cool about him too, is because he didn't just do paintings. He did designs. He did
military engineering.
Yeah, literally.
So, looking forward, like, where do you see like your ideal life taking you? Where do you see like big murals or like?
Yeah. So from like an artist perspective, like, I've always had this dream of having my own studio. I'm at a point where I'm selling my paintings consistently. I'm doing murals.
That's tasty.
I'm doing that. So just kind of like, if I can make a living off of my art and, people appreciate that and people value my work, that's my ultimate goal. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm, like I said, I'm so young.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of different interests. So I really don't know. I don't know where I'm going to land. I don't know where I'll be in the next month, So
no, that's so true. And you're still growing too as like a person, as an artist.
Absolutely. So, no, I'm just kind of taking it one step at a time. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, that's great. So did you go to school for what'd you go to school for?
At SE, I majored in fine arts and my emphasis was on design. So I actually didn't take a single painting class.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound like painting.
Yeah, no, I didn't take a single painting class. I don't know. I kind of fucked around in the beginning, and I was like, I took photography. Like, it was like a film class, and it was like the worst class I had ever taken. And then I started taking some entrepreneurship classes. And then at that point, I was already committed to design, so I was already too late for taking all the painting courses.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just kind of funny because now I mainly just do paintings.
But do you feel like that would have helped you, the painting courses, or because
I'm sure I don't think it would have. I'm sure it would have helped me. To a certain extent. But no, I don't regret not taking any painting classes. I always painted during college. Like I was still consistently painting and whatnot. I just wasn't doing it for school. But no, I liked doing design because it was different than what I was used to. And I learned a lot about graphic design and kind of how that works.
Right.
But
so it was graphic design mostly? Yeah. And are you doing any of that for?
Yeah, I do freelance graphic design. I started like a little clothing brand a while back called Grow. It's pretty very small scale.
I was about to buy a hoodie today.
Oh yeah, I got one for you.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'll buy one. I gotta support the cause.
No, I got you, dude, for having me on the podcast. Absolutely.
Stop it. I'm about to get a little more whiskey here. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling.
I'm drinking my neat.
But yeah, no, that was just design in college. But I don't. I've pursued art to this point for the past year and just doing my paintings and whatnot, and just more freelance stuff because I didn't want to come out of college and just apply to a design company and just kind of sit at my computer all day and do that. I wanted to at least make an effort and go for it right out of college. Might
as well.
Yeah, with that. And now I'm at the point where, I did it for a year and I'm going to keep doing it. But like I said, I'm wanting that collaboration. I'm kind of wanting to work on a team maybe. So entertaining different ideas of whether it be as a creative producer, as a designer, just kind of looking for.
But it's so different to work on a team,
Yeah, it's different.
For good, like better and for worse.
Yeah, for sure. There's positives and negatives in anything.
To anything. That's true.
Yeah, even in the art, even painting.
Honestly.
There's amazing positives in it, and then there's also some negatives. So, just trying to figure it out.
Man, I believe in you, dog.
Thank you, man.
You got that thing that's just like I'm gonna do this until like I can't.
I'll always paint. I will always paint. That's just something that I just really enjoy and I love. So
yeah, and that's so amazing that you have that thing so like close to you because you've been doing it since you were fucking this big, right?
Yeah, well, drawing since forever, but Painting, I started junior year of high school. That's when I did my first painting. Yeah, I actually did my first painting under that internship that Dave Willardson, that studio that I worked at.
So that's what sparked you to start painting?
Yeah, because I wasn't getting paid at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly just like, he's like, yeah, you could be my intern and help around the studio and I'll teach you how to paint. And so that was kind of the payoff of that. And so like I did my first 2 paintings while I was with him.
And who's he? He's a big artist, or
he pretty big time. He was like a pioneer in airbrushing. If I don't know if you know what that is, but
isn't that like
that's
Photoshop
like a
type
tool.
shit?
It's
No.
like connected to a compressor. And
yeah,
it's like spray paint almost, but it's like a smaller like little air gun.
And so are most artists like? Are they older, the ones that make it, or do like young artists make it too? No, man,
there's a lot of... So I also did, during college, I did a similar internship with 2 artists named Shelby and Sandy. Mm-hmm. If you look up their stuff, it's amazing, dude. And these guys are the coolest guys ever. They're like... Their art is bright, it's vibrant, it's fun, it's beautiful, but they're also... creative geniuses in just how they market themselves. And so I worked for them for like 10 months and just, they have a really big social media following and they do really cool, like Instagram content with videos and whatnot. And they're just really creative dudes. And they're like 26 and they're brothers.
Damn.
They're brothers. They're 20, might be a little older now. They're like, one's maybe like 33 and one's like 28 or something like that, but they're younger. No, there's a lot of very young artists who are kind of killing it right now. It's just
that's hella inspiring.
no, for sure. And that's kind of the goal, get to that point. But
yeah, man. So what's like your favorite painting you've done so far? Do you have a favorite? Like, how do you play that?
I don't know. Like, yeah, I've had favorites for sure, but then they always kind of change as I do a new one. Mm-hmm. I would probably say my favorite one right now is that hand one, the 2D and 3D.
I love that. How big's that one?
That is 3 by 4.5 maybe. Yay big, something like that.
I might need you to do a Conor McGregor one for the studio, like a mugshot.
I would love that.
That would be sick.
I would love doing that.
That would be
love
sick.
doing that.
Nah, that would be crazy.
We'll make it happen.
Man.
We will make it happen.
All right, big dog. So, I mean, we got to start wrapping up. It's been damn near an hour now.
Has it been?
Yeah,
damn.
man. So,
crazy.
Like 10-year vision, where do you see yourself? Where's your happiness lie? I mean, like, I feel like you're pretty fucking set. Like, you got this painting, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep doing that. I don't
you got
know.
A lady?
I do not. I'm
no
single.
Ladies.
No ladies.
He's single.
Single, ready to mingle.
Ready to mingle. Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, I feel like that's. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but at this age, it's good to figure yourself out.
Yeah, no, just focusing on myself. 10-year plan. I don't really know, man. Ideally, I don't know. Ideally, in a perfect world, I'd be, painting a bunch of murals, selling my art.
Yeah.
Being successful at it, that would be really cool, and just ultimately just being happy and just doing something that I love to do.
Yeah.
That's the goal at the end of the day. So.
And the happiness lies in the painting, the artistic stuff for you.
Yeah. And just I mean wherever the happiness is, as long as I'm kind of going for that and pursuing that, I think I'll be good.
That's a good goal to set, bro.
Yeah.
My dog,
Johnny,
appreciate you for coming.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Man.
Loved it.
Love, dog.